All right. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. I titled this video for brothers that wonder, when am I going to get these women? And I'm going to put in parentheses Isaiah 4:1. All right. Because this is something as a man, all right, in this truth, all right, this is something that we wonder, man, because, the way we look at it is we're putting in all of this work for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you know what I'm saying? We're constantly having to suppress our urges, you know what I mean, to be with these women, right? It's just just this Babylonian bugged out world that we live in holds us back from our full potential, in regards to these women. And then these women are completely bugged out, the majority of these women are bugged out, a lot of them you can't even establish a basic 1, 2, 3 conversation with, because they got a bunch of narratives in their mind, So, a lot of us that are sincere in this truth, okay, we might be wondering, when is the time gonna come, that brothers talk about where all of these women are going to be running up on us, and that time is coming soon. Okay, that time is coming soon. I mentioned something at the camp on Saturday, and I said a lot of these women are not going to start running after the men of the Lord until they see this standard of men die in front of them. All right. The weak men, the beta male men, the men that think that they're tough, the men that a lot of these women thought were cool. Okay. These women have to see that identity die. Right. And they have to watch those particular men physically die. Okay, because the times we're coming into, all right, let me get this real quick, man. All right. And great number. The Lord is getting ready to, bring a lot of people back to the spirit world. All right. Revelation 12:12. The devil is coming down with great wrath. A lot of people are going to die when that gets fulfilled. So a lot of these men that we see, okay, are not going to be around much longer. All right. If you don't know Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, your chance of survival is very low. Okay. It's very low if you don't know Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. And a lot of these men, okay, are the reason why, these women are the way that they are right now. Okay, because these men are not giving a good example of what a real man is, right? So that confuses the woman. And, us being men of the Lord, okay, we're of another fashion than the average man. We're not nothing the same as these average men. And trust me, these women know it. All right. Men know it. So when women look at us and they can't box us in with the little bullshit category, the years of enchantments that's been in their mind about what a man is, a lot of these women, a lot of them, what could I say? A lot of them are intimidated. And that's just what it is. A lot of these women are intimidated by the men of the Lord. Okay. So what has to happen is these men that we see have to die. Okay. So that way these women understand that these men are not the epitome of anything special, of any strength or anything. It's the men of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai that's the epitome of all that. Let me get this. This is 2nd Esdras 5:1. It says, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number. All right. And what do you think it's talking about when it says taken in a great number? That means a lot of people are getting ready to die. All right. When the Lord opens the Pandora box of plagues out here. Okay. Especially during the time of martial law, right? World War III. A lot of these men, that are in these inner cities that we see every day, they're going to be shipped off. Okay? They're going to be shipped off and they're going to have to go fight that war. A lot of these little YNs, a lot of these cool niggas, these niggas that with money, these niggas that pretty boys, a lot of them type of niggas is going to be dead. All right? They're going to be dead. Okay? And that's going to shatter the average woman's mentality of what a real man is. Some of them niggas is going to go out like cowards. Some of them niggas that a lot of these women thought were something great. The nigga going to go out like a bitch in front of her. What you think she going to think at that point? Okay. So when the time comes when those that are taken on the earth, Salaki, when the time comes that when those that are on the earth are taken in a great number, okay, women's minds is going to start changing. Okay. Women's minds are going to start changing and they're going to start getting with reality. All right. And the men of the Lord, okay, we've been in reality. All right. We've been in reality. We live our life according to reality. All right. So that's when these women are going to come. Okay. They have to see this world fall apart in front of them, because this world is what fuels the Babylonian demon that's inside of these women. Right. When women look at us, when they look at men like us, we represent order, discipline, structure, and reality. Well, think about it. A lot of these women, they're living in pleasure. So why would they subject themselves? And I'm not saying all of them, right? Because there's brothers out there, okay? Brothers out here that got they fair share of women, right? But even then, it's still not as much as we should. It's not as much as we should have according to what we know and who we are in the spirit, right? But a lot of these women, they look at the order and the discipline that the men of the Lord have is boring, useless. She want to go out on trips. She want to do them little cute little romantic photos. She want Valentine's Day. She want all of that silly shit in the world that the average man props up. Okay? So them niggas is going to have to die. And that culture, that simp, beta male, kiss a woman's ass culture is going to die along with them niggas. And that's when we going to shine. Okay? That's when you're going to see, we're going to be chilling like this. You know what I mean? I just found this picture on the internet, But hey, this is a reality. Okay? This is a reality, man. This is about to be our reality. All we got to do is just continue to be patient. Okay? Let me get this. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is 2nd Esdras 16:33. It says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. You see that? The virgins is going to mourn, having no bridegrooms, meaning that a lot of these young women, okay, because right now you got women that are, real young and are of marriageable age, okay? When they're in their youth like that, a lot of young women are looking for their husband to be, okay? They're looking for their husband. They're looking for, the man that they're going to stick with for the rest of their life. But the scripture says that they're going to be mourning. because all of the potential partners is going to be dead. All right. It says, having no bridegrooms, the women shall mourn, having no husbands. Yeah, a lot of women are going to be widow out here. Hey, that might be a part of Isaiah 4:1. You might run into a woman who let's just say it's all out Jacob's trouble. Let's just say martial law, right? Because we know in martial law, it's the death count is going to rise dramatically every day, right? So let's just say her husband died. Her husband died, and she was very loyal to her husband, right? She gonna be desperate, okay? And hey, a lot of them women is gonna be running up on the men of the Lord. They're gonna be breaking down stories about how, she was with her husband and how he died, So, these things are coming. Our worth as believers of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to shine when this world falls. Because remember, we're not of this world. So you can't expect worldly rewards, all right, for us to have an abundance of worldly rewards. Now, the Lord does bless certain brothers with certain things, but even at that, it's a limit. You're not going to have everything you want on this side. You're not going to be, big meech with all the bitches on this side. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not our world. We don't belong in this world. Okay? Once this world crashes, that's when, our spirit is going to shine out. Okay? And that's when these women is going to say, okay, you know what? Those are the real men over there. Right? And they're going to want to get down with that discipline. They're not going to have a problem with it. Like I said, right now, it's hard to tell any of these Babylonian bitches to get with the discipline that we require, right? Because, she's living her best life. She got 3-4 niggas in her phone. Niggas who ain't requiring none of that from her. Niggas that'll send her money on Cash App. Niggas that'll pull up and smoke her out whenever she asks. So they gotta watch them type of niggas die. Okay? Them niggas have to be non-existent. All right? It says their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Let me jump down to 34. Here's the point. It says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. You see that? In the wars. Okay? The class war, the race war, the World War III, right? There's going to be wars out here in the streets of America, man, right? Little pockets of wars, little neighborhood wars, right? Because you're going to have this neighbor trying to save his food from this neighbor that's trying to kill him for everything he got. A lot of these men is getting ready to die, okay? And the standard of what a real man is going to change in these women's mind. Right? When all that funny, weird ass shit is over with, okay, and these women realize that it ain't gonna be no more Valentines and shit is real, yeah, women gonna make a choice right then and there. Whenever you watch, let's just say like a movie where it's like a zombie apocalypse breakout, right? They always show you in the movie, like a movie like that, where the woman, her mind is always in La La Land. She's living her best life, She might be a pretty girl that gets everything she wants. That's the beginning of the movie. Then as the movie continues and the zombie apocalypse break out and the world crashes and the economy fails and everything goes to hell in a handbasket, that same pretty ditzy woman that only cared about material things is now chasing after, a nigga that might have been a janitor. You know what I'm saying? Before the zombie apocalypse, but he got the mind of gold. He brave, he courageous, he's strong. You see? She gonna give up all of that bullshit. We just waiting for this world to crash, man. That's why we waiting for this shit to crash. Okay, so the blessings can come to the elect. And that's when the Lord is going to give other blessings too. That's when the Lord is going to start giving us that spiritual power. He's going to start making miracles happen for us. You know, it's just that this world has to crash first, man, because this ain't our world. All right. Let me get this last scripture right here. This is Isaiah 4:1, starting, in the NLT. Isaiah 4:1 in the NLT, it says, in that day, so few men will be left. You see that? So few men will be left. Why is it going to be so few men left? Because a lot of men is getting ready to die. Okay? Especially when World War III officially kicks off and the U.S. government is now talking about we need to draft young men into the war. Right? Especially in that time. You know, all these little cute niggas, all these little niggas that with money, niggas that be in the club, right? Gym bros, you know what I'm saying? These niggas that look like they winning right now with these women. Watch when those days come. A lot of them men is going to be shipped off to never be seen again. A lot of them niggas is going to turn into an effeminate in front of her. And that's one thing about women. Once a woman sees that you don't really have any courage and you show that little weakness, she'll never be attracted to you again. Okay? Because when I look at these men that these women be with, you know, it kind of pisses me off because it's like, I kind of be pissed off at the women sometimes because I'm like, you don't see that this nigga's a weak ass nigga, you know? Because I'll be looking at these men and I'll be like, God damn, how do these niggas even get women? These niggas is weak. Physically weak, mentally weak. He's like a woman himself. Nigga trying to be pretty, trying to character. I'm like, God damn, these niggas is some bitch ass niggas, man. Right? But right now, these women, they don't see that. Or if they do see it, they don't care because they're getting everything they want out of these weak ass niggas. So it's going to come to a point to where she's not going to have a choice but to either get with a man of value or die. And once they're presented with that option, okay, that's when they're going to start chasing after us. All right? That's when they're going to start chasing after us. All right? It says, in that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids. You see that? So it's going to come to a point to where, you know, the women, okay, we're going to have them in abundance, right? You know? The Lord is going, you know, he going to look out for us at the end of it all because the Lord know what we want. The scriptures say that. The Lord know what you, let me get that. The Lord knows what you want. Okay. The Lord knows as men, you know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord knows that as men, we want women. What straight man doesn't want an abundance of women? And that ain't nothing wrong about, you know, wanting that and desiring that. Okay? It's just right now, your focus shouldn't be that. Your focus should be building yourself up with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. But shit, man. Any man to tell you in his right mind that he wants women, right? And the Lord hears our frustrations, and the Lord knows that, you know, we want to be like this. You know what I'm saying? We want to be like this with these women. Okay? And the Lord going to give it to us, but we got to be patient. Because when the Lord does give it to us, you know, we're going to get it the best way. See, right now, these men out here, they got these women. They hanging out with these women. They doing all this shit with these women. But these women are playing these niggas. These niggas is beta males. These niggas is weak. Right? It's just a game. When we get these women, they gon' they're going to want us with their soul. You know, we're going to have a soul in our hand, right? Because their survival is going to depend on it. And they're going to see our true value. A lot of these women is going to change their mind when they see brothers get that spiritual power. A lot of these women is going to be like, all right, you know what? I'm ready to make a deal. Okay? Let me get this last scripture. Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not evil, to give you an expected end." This is the one I want, actually. Matthew 6:8. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before you ask him. And what does the scripture say about a man and a woman? Okay? It is not good for a man to be alone. I'm going to make him a helper. I'm going to give him a woman. You know what I mean? So the Lord knows, you know, that we desire to be with a woman. I'm speaking to you brothers that's single, that's you know, you might be in that period right now where you frustrated because it's like every woman you try to talk to out here, you just bricking. But hey, some of us, man, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai only wants us to stay focused in this truth, right? Because some of us, even though we might think that, you know, we can manage a woman, that might put us in a different direction, right? To where we start to slack on our responsibilities with the Lord, right? Some of us have a very short attention span that the Lord has to keep us locked in on this only. But when the Lord does commence to give us our heart's desires, okay, hey, we're gonna be glad that we waited. So we just just keep waiting, man. We're winning, okay? We're winning. All right, we are winning. The scriptures say, "Don't be covetous of an evil man." These niggas out here that got these women right now, they some sorry ass lame niggas, man. And I'm telling you that, right, straight up. These niggas out here are some sorry lame niggas that these women be running with, and these women know it too, man. Don't think they don't know that shit. Okay, they know it, right? And once these clown ass niggas perish, once the Lord starts to you know, clean house with these bitch ass niggas, okay, the Lord is going, all of these women that's left, that survived, and yeah, a lot of them is going to look good too. Okay, the Lord didn't bring us this far to just give us any, you know, booger wolf. A lot of them is going to look beautiful, and the Lord just going to throw them all in our lap because they looking for somewhere to go anyway. So, you know, I think that'll conclude this lesson for brothers that wonder, when am I going to get these women? The answer is when this world falls apart. When these men out here, when the average man out here is 6 feet under, and we're the last ones left. That's when we're gonna be able to have our pick of the litter. Okay? And we're going to see small feats of that. We're going to see small little doses of that leading up to that point. Okay? Because we're already seeing the mindset of women changing. Women are talking more about polygamy now and sharing a man and trying to get the best man possible. So we're going to see all the way up until that point. We're going to see little breadcrumbs of it until it happens for us at its full potential. All right? So with that, I'll go ahead and shut it down and give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Shalom. Shalom.